What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hopefully you're having a very tubular Tuesday today. We are seeing some bearishness on the market, currently down about 0.5%. And we did gap down a pretty good amount today, almost about where we are now. But we did gap down roughly 0.4% there on the SPY. Yep, nice little run. First 30 minutes, nice little drop there to finish out the first hour. Past 30, 40 minutes, been trying to trade back higher. Okay. Q's a little bit of a gap down, about in line with the SPY, currently down not quite 0.5% almost. But they also had a pretty good gap down there as well. IWM down 1.4%. Ooh, that's interesting. We did gap down roughly 0.75% there. Okay, nice little drop there first 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. Past 45 minutes and more, mostly just sideways there. Okay. DIA, nice little gap down. Choppy lower throughout the trading day. See if it bounces here. Seems like it's trying to bounce here over the past 10 minutes or so. RSP, nice little gap down. Choppy trade down. Okay. Currently down about 0.5%. So a lot of things down 0.5%. IWM, though, getting smoked today. Yeah, the one thing that's interesting about the RSP, kind of talked about that yesterday morning. It was kind of bullish. Go back to the intraday picture. You know, when we were talking about it yesterday morning, RSP was looking okay, but it never got another bounce to go back higher. Just kind of chopped sideways there for much of the middle part of the day and just wound up just fading, breaking down slowly throughout the rest of the day. Nice little acceleration, though, the last hour there of the day on the RSP. Interesting. So, yeah, we got through that 50 EMA, threw the long terms on. So, I mean, it kind of made sense. Any kind of quick retest you might have got this morning, you're probably looking to take it bearish. As you're probably sliding through yesterday afternoon on the RSP, you're maybe looking to pick up some bearish positions. Anyways, because we clearly yesterday morning tried to bounce off the 50 EMA, so it was pretty obvious we tried to, and then yesterday just slid steadily throughout the day. The interesting spot's gonna be right here at that 180 level, right? That previous pivot. Also, this previous high back in September. So, yeah, it's going to be an important one. After that, I mean, it's going to be the 100 moving average. You might have something here to fill this gap, I guess, possibly. But it's going to be so close to that 100 moving average at that point in time where I'd imagine we'd probably just go to the 100. But it is crazy, man. That was 11 days red candles in a row, and we're looking like we're going to put in 12. So, I mean, maybe we'll rally by the end of the day and at least get above where we opened. But yeah, it is crazy. People are just taking that opportunity to sell out of the RSP for as much as possible, I guess. Anyways, DIA mostly has kind of just been on this bearish run ever since UNH CEO, was killed in New York City. But basically, ever since then, like, you can see how much it's been trading down. So, like, ever since, and it happened on that Wednesday. It was that Wednesday, this upper wick day, that it happened. It didn't really, the stock didn't really respond too much to it. But then the next day, after everybody's, like, now paying attention to kind of, I guess, reactions and stuff, and people, like, really looking at UNH, I mean, obviously, as well as any kind of guilty parties or whatever that murdered the CEO. But I mean, the stock's down 21.5% in a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. We'll say almost 2 weeks. I mean, that's, if you want to know why the DIA is getting absolutely like hit every day, I mean, just look at UNH. UNH is the largest weighting on the Dow Jones, so that is a big reason why the Dow Jones has just been getting hit every day. Pretty good gap down today, though. Right on top of that 50 EMA. Could be a potential bounce spot. Yeah, the IWM, nice little gap down, trade lower very quickly today. Come down to the 50 EMA. We didn't quite get there at the end of last week, so quick move down to it today. For the most part, that's where we're seeing some of the. Yeah, I mean, we were seeing that basing here during the day so far on top of that 50 EMA. So maybe we'll see trade back higher. And the Qs, it's crazy how the rotation over the past like 2 weeks has completely changed the picture of some of these. Like the RSP and IWM were doing so strong for several months, and then the past 2 weeks, tech has come back to life. All right, tech though down 0.5%. I mean, it's still well above the moving average. I wouldn't want to be bullish at this spot at all. And the SPY. Now, speaking of tech, there's, you know, if you take a look at the heat map real quick, NVIDIA AVGO, you know, at the end of last week, AVGO with their earnings, I put this in the market outlook over the weekend, but I think it is, it is one that I don't know how much you really want to trust tech right now, because this whole pop was because of an expected future you know, earnings increase and revenue increase, earnings increase, and you know, not to say that there is not an increase there, but it is nothing in the way of what Nvidia did over the past year and a half, right? And if you're talking about looking at you know, last year when Nvidia went through its run, its huge run up of earnings and revenues, these are growth trends. This is huge change in growth, and I don't know if you really want to be getting in that boat. I think there's not to say that there's not better opportunities out there, but there's definitely better opportunities out there. There's it probably just has more to do with, you know, risk tolerance, risk management at that point, because it's like if they come out next quarter and it's like, oh, you didn't meet your expected 60% growth that you talked about the previous quarter, you know, what they just announced last week, then yeah, that AVGO is going to have a really tough day. Here's a look at Nvidia though, pulling back that 100 moving average. Anyways, I just have a really hard time with AVGO after what they came out and said on their earnings. It's I just, oh my gosh, I just think that's so, just kind of a toxic, you know, way to sell your stock, try to pump your stock up. And that's the other thing is like AVGO, you know, they've benefited a lot over the past year and a half from stock price appreciation from Nvidia, right? I mean, this is going back to last year. This is it. This is when Nvidia started changed the semiconductor space, right? With AI chips and stuff like that. AVGO's benefited a lot, but their earnings haven't. Let me look at one thing real quick. Okay, so this screen, you have in AVGO, Broadcom on this tab. And you have Nvidia here on this tab. My goodness, websites and their ads are just getting ridiculous now. AVGO price to earnings 193. Nvidia price to earnings 51. We'll say 51. Yeah, there is one stock that has proven it, and there is one stock that hasn't. And there's no way that I would say, yeah, AVGO looks like a great opportunity on that whatever expected growth that they're going to have. So that's all I kind of want to say about that. VIX, yeah, I mean, market's bearish. VIX is up a little bit. Still in the low teens, not really a eyebrow raiser yet. DXY, the old Dixie, US dollar, just kind of hanging out. Nice little flag pattern here over the past couple of days. That's kind of what it looks like to me. So probably expect the DXY to go higher. GLD Gold Trust. Moving lower. Okay. I mean, dollar's not really doing much, but gold is down a little bit. Seeming like we're going to get through these moving averages because we're basically below them. The last time we briefly did that back on December 5th, we bounced back there for the next few days, but I would be looking for that move to that 100 moving average. Absolutely. Yields, 10-year yield. Nice little upper wick coming in here on the yield side. Okay. Could be resting. Let's see, 2-year. Nice little upper wick on the 2-year. Okay. US 30-year. 30-year. A little bit of an upper wick. Resting. I mean, long-term yields have definitely moved pretty strong over the past week and a half, so we'll see. As far as the 10-2 inversion, just kind of hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. HYG, high yield corporate bonds, down a little bit, back down to the lows they put in on Friday. Okay. LQD just kind of hanging out sideways, not really doing a whole lot. TLT Trying to bounce, but it got wrecked last week, so makes sense. There's a little bit of a bounce back down to the lows that it kind of put in November. So it might just be in a choppy spot down here for maybe a little bit of time, and maybe we'll see it after the moving averages come down. Maybe we'll see it drop off again, which means yields might be going higher. Okay. All right. As far as sector rotation on the day, energies underperforming pretty good there. Financials, tech, industrials underperforming. Materials in line with the market there. Utilities slight outperformance. Healthcare outperformance. Staples, communications doing well. Real estate doing very well. Discretionary is doing pretty good on the day. Okay, as far as intraday price action, real estate, utilities outperforming pretty good. Healthcare, staples, tech, discretionaries, materials all outperforming. Slight underperformance, industrials, communications, financials, and then energy at the lower end of the intraday price action.